hotly contested things are in Asia at the moment. Like just in Mongolia alone and in China, I think things are probably a little bit more serious than they are in OS right now. So I think, if I'm putting any OS team land like that XSC land against most of the Asian teams, I'm not feeling too good about their prospects, especially given the state of the rosters and everything. But look, as far as I'm concerned, I think we're in a bit of a flux period, and I'm eager to see what comes out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's one of those times where you can kind of hope for that rise, and with some lands around the bend, locally and overseas, for some of these teams, all you can do is hope for the best for these rosters, and that, when the opportunities are given, they take it. And having highly contested competition like this round out towards B, Prackham and Lucas going to be opening up nicely here. So obviously Prackham, he's going to be in the server tonight for Rocky instead, so that's A-okay with me. Oh, Mon doing well. He's actually picked up 2 pistol frags in the round so far. Really tough retake here. Payne will be able to find one. So will Gump, so the round's not done just yet, Mitch.
Yeah, going to be hard to attempt this retake with a 3-way crossfire. Beautiful swing together from window and door side, and even though Gump empties most of his PGK clip, that's going to be the round for DXA. Beautiful little B rush with some great flashes over the top to help the teeth scaled out from Keo, and some great entries from Prackham. Great to see him back in the server from a similar era, to be honest, as the Texter, Tux, all these guys.
I was going to say, man, he's a perfect example of someone who just won't retire,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think retirement's overrated. Like, you may as well just keep playing and see how you're doing, I feel like that's how that's where I'm at with my casting career right now, but that's another story.
Oh, well, we're all still here, mate. That's all that matters. And apparently, some really, really nice shots coming out from Brick and Payne. Man, oh man, just the scout getting it done. Lucas now has to try and recover off the back of it. Payne will go down, so will Keo. And another shot to at least go through. Keo now, last standing. Tux is going to be able to find it there. So, nice little round from DXA, completely trounced by the scouts there, Mitch. And a 1-1 scoreline as it already stands.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the prime example of why rushing B anti-eco or anti-force is sketchy as hell. I have been a victim of trying to do that in the past, and learnt the hard way in many games that usually doesn't work out very well. And there are much better approaches to an anti-eco. Usually, like the B rush is like a deeper layer of a rush. You'll do that when you often do go for the anti-eco into long, for example. Down goes Roffelko, who's currently playing, unsurprisingly, under the name of Fred again 99. And in the meanwhile, Lucas will go down to Gump as well. So long control secured by Mindfreak.
I can't remember his old alias. What was it? It was one that he played under in Face It, and it was always very, very funny to sort of say. But anyway, we'll see Payne. Zuko actually gets a couple back. Prackham may have something in it here. Does have a set of Kevlar to work with. Gump, though, only 4 HP, but Tex is going to be able to find him bottom mid, so that's okay. No sweat to come on through here for now. But, yeah, good start. Mindfreak, very nice to recover. Only 2 alive in that one, but at least got the AK and the Galil to drag through in towards this next round as we do play Battle of the Economic Damages for the next little bit. But DXA shouldn't be buying. They should take the full eco and go from here.
Yeah. Be interesting to see Mindfreak slowly morph into Order Valorant. 1 member at a time. Got Texter and Tux. I don't know, who else? Wait, who else on the team? We got RDW is a bit of a retake demon.
Yep.
So I don't know if you put him on the team, but maybe get Maple out of China. Chuck him back in the server. Why not?
I think that'll be hard to do.
Oh, for sure.
2 kills. A little bit of further damage. Going to be tough though up short here as Tux does creep on in. This map Dust2 always does seem to have a bit of scrap. Some of these gun jewels. Saw that very much last night again as we were sort of talking about here. So util to go down. Keo might be ticked by that molly rather, but he's just going to be held back for the time being. They do have another molly as well to try and flush short. They're going to go for this. Ricky, Tux are going to be able to fight the good fight. Roffelko, though, gets 1. He's able to fell another one here on this reload. But Tux is going to be able to get it. Secures it. 2 alive again. And I'm just sort of thinking potentially for DXA, the scratch that they've done on the economy here for Mindfreak might make it not super hard to get back into this one.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It took a fair few guns away. Money is quite wounded for Mindfreak on minimum loss bonus, so winning this round would definitely put him on at least a single eco, if not a full reset for Gump and Ricky. Might force him into a bye next round if you're able to win. So here's a long take from the tees. Tuck's also throwing some utility towards long, but he can't really fight for that. Payne's going to be deep up short with the AWP here, as well as Texter taking lower dark. So this is definitely the new meta of CT side Dust2. Full tunnel and lower dark control. Long's given up in the middle of the map, taken by the CTs as well as B tunnels.
You're happy with that? Giving a little bit of freedom, but you know, you can very much see DXA have parked. Happy to leave just Keo inside pit as they rotate back now, but obviously Texter is on that line. He should be able to get some info up Cat shortly. They are rotating back around. Obviously the patience here from Zuko not yet entering in towards Gump's position in upper dark, as you mentioned, but Keo and Prackham get 2 frags to start the round off, and that will make Mindfreak very much sit on the back foot. However, Gump's position can look to cross, gets 1 onto Zuko, so they are going to try and at least put the pedal down towards long here, Mitch. Ricky is in position. Let's see if he can hold on. Look up sight to at least try and stem the bleeding for a little bit, but they're going to be pretty keen to try and cross here.
Picks out from elevator. Good opener for him. DXA trying to get comfortable on the site in amongst this one way, but the swings from both the bottom of B ramp and short are making their life difficult. Roffelko picks Gump on the cross though, so Ricky all alone, and that's not an angle where you're going to be winning the duel. Prackham on a bit of a heater right now. 3k in that round, doubling up his kills, and that resets Mindfreak's economy.
Yeah, now really, really well done from DXA. Super tough pill to swallow for Mindfreak, you know, winning that second round with just the scouts and then losing so much in the process that DXA can just jump straight back onto that. AWP up for Keo. A little bit of money in the back pocket as well to reinvest if they're unsuccessful. But yeah, already the back and forth starts here on Dust2, and we're expecting no difference in the next couple of rounds.
Save from Mindfreak. I'm going to headbutt the smoke. DXA in the meanwhile have taken full on control. Don't want to see them rushing B in anti-eco once again here. It's just going to be Zuko in lower dark. Flash goes over the top, and he's going to keep himself safe and try to isolate these duels in a range that's more appropriate to the MAC-10. Will finally go down. Drops a full belt of util, which is the only bad news, but it's small bad news when DXA have got a free A site and a pretty clean anti-eco going for themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, really, really happy result for them. Not going to feel too much sweat over the next little bit. They've only really just got that Molotov in the hand of Ricky as well. Looks like he is going to try join the team as they head up short and maybe try and find some exit damage. But yeah, irrespective, good stuff from DXA. I think, you know, decent fundamentals, good to play the anti-eco in that way, not lose too much out of the back of it. And yeah, we'll have a tied up scoreline in just a sec.
Going to go for some exits over towards long cut here. Prackham in a good spot to try to contest. We get the jiggle and the wide swing from the back 10 in tandem. Lucas there to offer support. They tacked him up a little bit. That plant, is he going to go down to the bomb is what I'm wondering. No, not enough damage. And Ricky is going to keep himself alive. Saves a Molotov. This buy looking quite poor for Mindfreak. Even into this round, they're not going to have what they wanted. Kind of wondering if Dust2 is going to become less util dominant than it was, with how much freedom the CTs have to fight short and lower dark nowadays. I feel like if you had a low buy on CT side of old Dust2 and the last iteration of the map, you were kind of screwed.
So much more challenging to find those positions, but for now it's just going to be the smoking towards long doors. Keo does get tagged up in the process, tries to find the frag, but unfortunately not successful here. So for now it's just some top mid prod, heading down towards short, trying to take that control. Still always makes me laugh though, Mitch, you know, that necessity to smoke mid for the cross on that CT side, even with all the changes after all the years.
Pretty centralized approach here from DXA. Got any long control? Attempted cross from Payne, punished. Prackham's been very active and he's in very good form for DXA here.
All you can really hope for. Good flash from Lucas as well. It is traded out though by Texter in the end, so the advantage is still held by DXA for the time being, but they are going to look to get on that line. At least they can force Texter off short, dropping in towards CT. So they're very, very spread out here still, Mitch. But look at this control. Prackham, as you mentioned, very proactive. They just have to try and clear Gump here. He's got a very forward approach, obscured by this lurk smoke that was thrown out. But he's cleared by Prackham. They're not going to be able to check it just yet. But there it is. There's the info gathered.
Wow.
And that should be the site for free. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be so tough to retake here. And even with this swing up, he gets another. Prackham, a monstrous 3K for this round in quite a crucial turning point as well, as they're going to reset that economy again.
What a flash from Rothelko through that double doors as well to, facilitate the window peak. That was beautiful. Little team play from DXA right there. And Ricky last alive. Not really much he can do in this situation. Just trying to go for exits, make this expensive for the T-side economy and see if he can hold on to the A1S, but that's about it. DXA off to the races right now on T-side. And this is what I mean. You just never know what you're going to get out of these boys. If I was to point at someone who, was a very strong CS player in OS in the yesteryears to go huge in the server, I probably wouldn't have picked Prackham today, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, certainly a painted career. He was always kind of known as that guy that would just show up and win the Bris Vegas lands. Make a roster, which very much did feature, your Foggers, your Motions, your Roffelkos, things like that. And also Llamas, a name of old. And yeah, you do sometimes forget that Prackham obviously did play, for Greyhound in that short stint in the first iteration of the roster. Back when it was Gratisfaction, things like that. Mo. Yeah, lots of things.
8 stack on long. Doesn't end up finding DXA. And this is what I was talking about as the B push anti-eco. After you go long is when you want to go B, not right off the bat. And this is a case where it's worked out beautifully. If they had gone long anti-eco, they would have run into the nade stack. But as it stands, they've got the B site somewhat comfortably. Prackham's bleeding internally right now, but outside of that, things are going okay.
Good responses. Yeah, realistically, just again, that focus on trying to hold on to the saved weaponry information gathered, but they're just so proactive in this sort of mid-round. And even after taking the site, they've always got some additional space around, and this wrap through mid the last couple of rounds has been really, really successful. So good stuff again. Decent fundamentals from DXA. And this is the kind of roster that, yeah, you do really hope that they can at least continue to kind of shake it up, right? Put the sweat on. Give some other teams some good practice against, let alone if they're going to take the results themselves. Because, yeah, the complacency issue has always been something that sort of plagued some of these teams. And, maybe less secure practice, which sort of takes a lot of the opportunity away from results when we do end up overseas. So, good stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Anti-flash as well. Great stuff. Lovely, lovely flash. Just something as simple as that, Mitch, to get the opening pick here. Texter forced off the line with the HE. They've got all the control just off 3 simple bits of utility.
Yeah, really, really well worked and straight through the smoke onto the B site. Roffelko's just spammed Gump, so things go from bad to worse for Mindfreak, who are a little out of position to defend this B hit. But so are DXA. They're kind of spread out around the map right now. And if they try to force things, it's going to go poorly for them. Ricky punishing Roffelko for diving out B tunnels there. DXA is starting to mobilize in middle, and Zuko taking this timing to peek out and actually catch Texter on the cross. So that's nicely done. DXA, they just need to not get ahead of themselves here. Messy spray from Zuko does get punished. Bomb has been running back and forth from B to A in spawn for like 25 seconds now, but finally we're going to commit to this A site.
I'll hold my reservations for an opinion in just a second if they are able to secure this round, but it's just such a nice, refreshing little treat, I suppose, for me to see when they lose that pick towards B. They don't continue to aggress. They pull the trigger. Zuko gets that lurk out mid-doors. Yeah, they've got the round now, so we can talk about it. But, how often in the days of old, Mitch, would you just see a team kind of panic and drop the bomb outside B to, losing out a 2v4 situation where they've got the advantage so heavily? But instead, yeah, the proactivity to just say, all right, happy to rotate out, get away. And now they've ended up on the A side of the map with another round success, forcing the save. So the economic woes off literally round number 4 that was instilled by DXA has net themselves now 5 consecutive rounds And another round of economic challenges for Mindfreak into the next as well.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning this matchup was a 13-4 both maps for Mindfreak in that Atlanta qual. So, you know, looking at this game, that seems like a bit of a far-fetched prospect, to be honest, the way it's going right now. But I guess, you know, as I mentioned, on their day, DXA can be a pretty difficult team when they're feeling themselves. All playing pretty solid right now. And I think Mindfreak's been a bit sloppy so far this game.
Definitely. It was such a solid start too, wasn't it? But, you know, things do change. So, just some basic utility again, trying to get that control up short this time. So more proactivity from Mindfreak. Will they get this contest up towards top mid as Payne's left them? Yeah, it's just a singular player in Texter, but he has reaped the rewards as Ricky does hold lower dark. This time as well, they're a little bit more ready for it. Okay, so they've learned from the previous round here, Mitch. A 2-on-5, and Mindfreak look like they're all over it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm keen to watch more and more Dust2 with this short change, because this is how I feel, where this is kind of going to turn into a bit more Mirage-esque, where you're either going to play for the extremities and kind of play a 2-on-2 and take a little bit of a look into middle, or you're going to play very heavily middle and fight for it like Mindfreak is. You know, you can split players into lower dark, you can have multiple players on shore peeking out double doors. Like, similar to Mirage, there's like multiple different parts of mid where you can take as a CTs and kind of fight from if you get a T-side team that wants to be running a default.
What are we going to see this time? Approach out. Utility early. This time very, very quick. And Tux caught with pants down immediately. There is that HE that goes back in, and now Gum is having to fend. But obviously there's rest of the team here. Texter, there you go. Every single member rocking up for Mindfreak in towards the corner, and now just very much trying to watch this smoke here. Will Texter get another note? Not quite. Molotov goes down, though, and he will be forced to flood away. Keo is going to be stuck between a little bit of a rock and a hard place. Has to expend the smoke as well to dissipate that molly. And look at this from Texter. He is so keen to try and fight this. Does know that the HG is there. Should get the extra damage and will walk straight into it. Texter, confident in his own skin. And that leaves Lucas in a very, very tough situation here. 1v2, bomb drop blue. And he's got a long way to go to what has been a relatively slow start for himself personally.
I mean, that's always just been Texter's style, right? Like, he wants to go and fight you. He wants to go and take duels on his own schedule. Always aggressing somewhere. Used to be like hyper aggro when he's coming up in the scene. I think it's kind of tempered back a little bit to, you know, just slowly finding good timings to take these duels.
Always had a great game for the brain for the game, rather.
Yeah, he's always had great, like, intuitive sense of how to take duels and when to take duels.
Exactly.
Similar to like some of the players that are in Rooster nowadays, you know, or were in Rooster nowadays.
Mm. Yeah, no, Texter was always that guy that knew how to put himself into the right position, but kind of like, you know, someone who might be a little bit more challenging to manage, I suppose, which is why someone like Tux being captain, being leader, where there's that mutual respect there, where Texter will listen. Tux has always been able to be the one to get him to activate the best, I've felt.
Last round of the half here. Had a bit of a resurgence from Mindfreak. Flash over the top. I think Ricky flashes for himself to win that AWP duel. So very, very nice play from him self-sufficiently. And that's why, you know, adding Ricky to a team, you already have a primary AWP, you can have a pretty deadly double AWP gun for yourself on the CT side when you get the money for it.
Mm. Most certainly. So last round of the half, obviously, as we know, advantage held for Mindfreak. This would be a great position for them to recover off the back of, and very interested to see how they're obviously going to go onto that T side as well once we get there. But Zuko low. Should be a solid round for them. This time bomb left outside of Dark as well. So right now they're just trying to fight for that lower mid control.
Flash out. Player down for DXA. Bomb drop behind B tunnels, so they're probably going to have to lean mid to B in the mid to late round. Off angle from Texter here. Trying to play the headshot line. I don't think he's aware that Prackham's been allowed to cross here. But will Prackham be ready for this off angle? I mean, the drop and the one-way smoke are going to be a bit of a tell that someone's made it across. Texter they're going to play a disruptive position, catch Prackham with Molly in hand. Can't
no!
finish his dinner, though, unfortunately. And Prackham will finish it for him.
Yeah. God, that is rough as anything. Really sad position, but that's okay. Still the control. Prackham low. Zuko still low. 20 seconds. They are going to be ending on towards this side of B. It's a very, very sort of slow approach. Still holding that up kind of position. Ricky does have that. That's going to be bomb dropped. And despite Prackham finding another frag on towards Payne, it's not the important position to be in. I think this very well should be the round done here, Mitch. 5 seconds. So we basically just tick it down. It's going to be Tux to close. So great recovery from Mindfreak. We end 6-6 at the half.
Okay.
I don't know how much brain my Counter-Strike can take, as you can just tell by that sentence as we've just had it out. But it's a 6-6 at the moment between Mindfreak and DXA. A good resurgence from Mindfreak after a pretty solid start there from DXA. So as we move on towards the CT side for Mindfreak, are they going to be able to do well here? T-side, rather. We'll find out shortly.
Gump being a pest with the P2. Almost takes Keo out. Mindfreak mobilizing onshore. There's 4 CTs on this A side of the map. They are very much committed to holding this. And as Mindfreak run out short, a lot of heads are available for the tapping, but none of them are being tapped at the moment, except for the CTs. They now have to get these long-range duels going in their favor on long. Isn't going to work out for them. And out long comes Gump very late into the piece. Finds Rafflecode dug into the pit, but can't finish him off. And the bomb will go down in a 4-on-2.
Such an awkward one now as well, trying to get out and towards that position. Zuko's found the control, but can he connect on the head? No. It's Payne with a third in the round, and he's swinging. He's hungry. He wants more, and it's a 4K for Payne. Absolutely dining on the long table at this point in time. Awesome. Awesome response there. Pretty basic, though. You know, just fanging their way straight out. Happy to take that control. And once it's given to them, can't quite fight it back. So pistol for Mindfreak. It was DXA that took still in that previous half, but Mindfreak were able to return with that second round. So will DXA be able to do the same? Doesn't look like it, as we've just got pistols for the time being.
It's going to take that single save. Dust2 historically being a map where you would usually force second round because of how difficult it was to play a low buy without full util. But as I mentioned, I think with the short changes and the ease of the CTs being able to play like short setups and aggro lower dark, it might be easier to make a A1S like light util buy work.
Yeah.
To play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more dynamic in the middle of the map.
No, most definitely.
I'm not really taking anything for granted here. It's pretty standard stuff from them, right? Long take into pretty open after plant. And look, Scout and all Galils and AKs.
Always interesting, these rounds. 4 5-on-5. How much damage can be found? Payne looks like he's going to be joining to the fray. It's a very nice flash from Gump over the top as well. Not much damage being done. Payne's just going to be careful. It'll be important to save this AK out for the next round as well. It's not going to be overly detrimental, but at least it's something. So Lucas gets one back. 3 alive still remaining. Where's that additional AK? Just Galils, obviously. Is the round done? Is Lucas going to fight? Yes, he will. Will he get 2? That's pretty good. Okay. I mean, it's not going to destroy them, but, you know, actually, no,
Dude,
take that back. Take that back.
That's
it cooks
4
them.
guns that they...
It absolutely
that was
cooks
not
them.
like an anti-eco with Mac 10s, bro. That was like all Galils and AKs that he took away from them at his scout.
Yeah.
That's paid. He almost aces them, and they lose all their guns. That makes a massive difference. And he picks up the AK at the end of it. And off the back of that, drops KO and AWP into a round that they definitely would not have had money for that. That is huge.
Literally a sink knocking at the door that round saying, let me in.
Oh, and look
at
what that AWP drop gets you.
Yeah, absolutely. All juice. Narrowly misses the second. That's a great Molotov, though, from old Texter there. So at least it does sweat them back, puts them into a 4v4. And I heard the tick in the chat. You know, there's been a little bit of banter back and forth. Prackham getting away with murder there, getting 1.5. So the recovery position's going to be a toughie. Roffelko out long. He's going to be able to look to send him way back in just a second. But Lucas inside CT trap. Zuko's also been picked up short. I think he overextended a little bit there. So now it's going to be a tough retake here for DXA trying to get their way back into it. They are going to move quick. It's a good shot from Roffelko. Maybe a second as well. Tux swinging, though. We'll be able to find it. Now it's all left onto Lucas. And this is this thing. This change towards short boxes can get up secret and silent. How long is he going to take it? If he's able to split the wickets, if he's able to find this short pick, he'll get one. Narrowly misses the shot. No, he's up towards the side. And Lucas gets the second shot. Well secured. Great patience and composure. Damn.
He gets the 4K in the last round and then wins a 1-on-2 like that using the new short jump. And you can see, like, that's the kind of situation where you overlook it, right? Like, 1-on-2, like, in the early round, you're like, okay, yeah, someone can be up short from the CT side. If I'm playing T and I'm running down mid, need to be careful of that. But you're not ready for an AWP in that round where the CTs are meant to be on a low buy, courtesy of Lucas hand delivering that to Keo. And then he gives them the 1-on-2 clutch, which breaks the money of Mindfreak as well. Like, he's having insane impact given the fact that he was like 4 and 8 heading into that eco.
Absolutely, yeah. Really, really slow start to the game. So he's been around for a long while too, but never has sort of gotten a shot at that like tier 2 scene. And this roster has very much been that. And yeah, hopefully we see, you know, even more from him as the experience does come in. Yeah, he's been around for a little while now, obviously at this level, but more and more time on the board. And look at this timing from Roffelko. Didn't overextend the long position in the last round, and this time he's reaping the rewards for it. So gets another. Keo gets the shot. Lucas only gets 1.5, but should be an easy pickup for Keo as well. So another great round from DXA. They tie the scoreline up, Mitch, and ultimately off the back of that, that's that economic reset, which we did manage to see in the previous half, but this time it's against the T side of Mindfreak.
Yeah, and all of this is down to Lucas, like giving them this start to the CT side and turning things around after losing pistol. He's all on the shoulders of Lucas. They go into an anti-eco now, and they're going to have a great CT side economy and be up 9-8. So, look, it's not like Mindfreak isn't going to have the chance still to win this game. They definitely will on the T side, but it's going to take a good couple of gun rounds to get in there.
So this little swing back and forth. It's going to be all on keeping you cool, Roffelco. Flash over the top, gets 1.5. And a second as well. So Payne does get the trade, but, you know, a very individualistic position. They were able to overwhelm just the single player. So now they're just going to pump the brakes, hold long. They'll have that M4. What are they really going to be able to do with it? We'll see. Good flash out, though. Okay, never mind. I won't count them out just yet.
Ricky's got the M4 in pit on a headshot angle, so the lack of armor is going to be less of a liability for him if he can get some good taps going. Yeah, the rest of Mindfreak walking up the wall here, probably looking to try to run distraction for him and see if he can take it or two.
Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Yeah, nice and simple, not giving away too much. And now, obviously, that economic position now for DXA, Mitch, has really started to stack up. You know, they've got a couple of rounds in the coffer. And Mindfreak just scratching it enough to get a couple of bits of utility.
Going heavily towards tunnels. 2 players into lower, so you're going to get a bit of a brawl. As this round starts, MP9 being used. Nuko just running them down. There's so many players in the backyard here. The flash wasn't turned from effectively, but the peak is just as good for Payne to clean up that upper dark, or lower dark rather, aggression. Roffelco wanting to beat that unexpected presence in lower dark after 2 players die. You're really not expecting a third CT here. Tux is switched onto him, but will still go down. A lot of damage onto texture. We got Valorant brain, mate.
Yeah, it could be texture. He gets the trade. That's massive. You know, we're talking about... Oh, Jesus, okay. Almost there for a half second. Flash goes up. Doesn't have the HE, though, to dunk onto Texter. So it is going to be a very, very tough 1v2 to come through this window position. And the additional smoke to go towards door makes it almost impossible. So Prackham right now just waiting to see if anyone will push through. And Texter playing close. So, yeah, again, this really should be kind of an unlosable situation unless he does get the information. Should see the gun barrel go through. He's going to swing it. Yeah, it's one and done. Very nicely traded there. As Payne can be the nominated sacrifice in that round as the scoreline's tied up again. It's 9-9. I mean, look, we have been really blessed with this match so far. It's been exciting. And, you know, over on the other stream, I think we've seen a walk in with a round from, a map rather, from FlyQuest. And still an overtime for Mongols. Talon's up against Rebels. Just
Yeah,
so
Talon
many good
should
things
win the
happening.
series.
Yep.
FlyQuest just one pick, map pick on their home turf. Ooh, that's a suicide smoke from DXA as they aggress up middle. Really heavily contesting this one. Oh, turning from the nade there.
Overstayed their welcome, I think.
Of Roffelco, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely hung out in uncharted territory for a little bit too long. Payne also getting away with murder onto Prackham there. 2 points of HP and he lives on. So Mindfreak really gearing themselves up for the complete opposite of what they experienced earlier, a swing round.
Yeah.
As that economic break is about to come.
Ricky's had this upper dark control the whole time. 2 players aggressive on short, so there's going to be a quick rotation to the B site from the middle of the map. You can see Gump throwing a one-man fake over towards A, trying to draw those rotations across, but DXA are not biting here. Zuko's got a smoke to drop, but we'll have to go pretty massive and avoid getting AWP'd here.
damage. And this lurk position from Gump is going to make it a toughie. So there's the info gathered. He can really kind of keep him entertained here. I mean, look, they don't want to lose too much, Mindfreak. At the end of the day, they still don't have the best of Cashola, but with Texter finding Lucas, Keo is really stuck on an island here, and he's not going to be able to hit many shots with that one. Might be able to open up with one, and he does, but, you know, the trade should be almost impossible. But hang on a second, Keo. Let's get a second, and it's not going to be a third. Gump will swing nicely. So losing 2 members is absolutely fine there for Mindfreak. They will be able to reinvest, and they've got the AWP obviously still in hand. So it's A-okay. 10 rounds for Mindfreak. Economic reset against DXA. And they'll be snapping necks and cashing checks in just a second if they keep this up.
Yeah, I think, look, we've had some pretty nice stuff from DXA, but it's really starting to swing back in the favor of Mindfreak at this point. Money's already looking good going into the anti-eco. They should be up 11-9 after this round with a strong economy to boot. It's going to be a pretty tough game for DXA to win. They had the start of the CT side that they needed in this game, but I just don't think that they've taken advantage of it enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely not. Really could have seen some different things in some of those key and crucial moments, but yeah, that resurgent from Mindfreak into the latter part of the first half really did them good stuff. And I think, like, the good thing as well is, at least across the server, you know, it's both teams that we can accredit this to. Like, everyone's kind of stepping up to the plate. You know, we've got no heavy carries or any hyper individualistic focus going on. Our Kadir player to watch in Texas doing good things. 16-13, but yeah, again, you know, Ricky's doing well. Payne's had some really good impact. It's all happening in the server right now, and Mindfreak only now 2 runs away from success. Pretty crucial round here from DXA. I think if they lose this, they will probably fall apart.
Yeah, it would be a soft reset. 2.9 loss bonus, not where they want to be. They are contesting long pretty heavily. Nice HE to Tux, does a fair bit of damage from Lucas. Long control's been taken by DXA. Having to use a couple MP9s in this round, though, on both extremities is going to really limit the usefulness of Zuko or Prakham on a rotate.
Good flash to get him off the line. So fall away. So Tuck's a little bit lower. Lurk smoke to go out. Still got that progression up towards short here. Keo really kind of begging for some more, but in the end he'll drop off silently. Oh, never mind. Silent for a second. And Prakham, yeah, such a awkward position if they do choose to overwhelm here, but it still seems like they've got their sights set on mid here, Mindfreak. Bomb will rotate back around, though. Solo is Gump. He's just trying to get a sniff out for any further push out long here.
Okay. Just keeping that upper dark control. Seems like he's stuck to this lurker role that he's had in a couple of his last few teams over on the rifle. Rufflecoat playing that aggressed forward position, trying to deal with the T's coming out short. But as he's pushed off the line, this is where Mindfreak is actually going to look like they're going to activate and go for a mid to B. Still 2 players over here. Zuko playing close to upper dark. 20 seconds. There's not time for this. They're going to run into a 2-man crossfire, Mitch.
Absolutely, and Zuko, you know, he seemed to be pretty keen on moving towards that position, but now he's going to... No! I was going to say, sit inside the smoke. It's going to be all to Lucas to see what he can find. It's 1, it's 2. Oh my god! How is Lucas still alive? This is absolutely... Yeah, that's the round done. My god! No time at all. Payne is going to try and make it work here, but as Prakham drops Texter, they just miss out, and Lucas has to take a bow there, man. You know, the second Zuko went down, obviously it was that panic prospect to try and go in, but yeah, exactly right. That's the money destroyed. Payne doesn't get to take anything into that next round after that lack of success, but we pause. Money's still good, and only with 1 alive for DXA, it does make it hard for a reinvestment, irrespective of the round win.
Bro, both of these teams are broke as hell. 1900 loss bonus, a bit like a soft reset on Mindfreak. And a hard reset on DXA. I mean, for some people. Payne says no. Still pretty successful. Running around, getting all kills. Entry from Texter. Prakham doubling up from Car there.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Still maybe doable. Pretty bold play from Lucas there, but I guess you've got it at this point in time, right? Keo finds his pickup short, narrowly missing the shot. Just glitches it out. He looks straight into the barrel of that flashbang as well, but now they're making their way up long. Again, it's going to be onto that impact member of Lucas. He found 2.5 frags in that last to secure that round and just holding on for a split second. He's still hiding inside that smoke, trying to play anti, but that sucks. Blind as a bat. Can't make his way through, which means that Keo is going to get caught off bottom mid, and I don't think he's going to be able to secure this here. No, 3 alive, and that should very well be the nail in the coffin here for DXA. A great attempt, but feels like despite being so damn close, they were just a little bit too far.
Pretty switched on from Payne there. Turned in elevator, anti-flash, even with only 2 players live. And doesn't get blind, punishes the push through the smoke. And it's just so glued on. Force Spike going to come out here for DXA. They get hard reset right at the crux of the map after all of this hard work, and Lucas has already hit the deck. Kind of panic stations now. Gonna have to take someone going pretty massive here, and it's probably got to be Brackham, because if they could see long control here, it's probably Dunsky.
Yeah, that final dance from Brackham. Rest of the team, limited weaponry to kind of get through it. And, you know, you think it's going to be so hard to hold on from this position. They do get caught lacking, though, but I suppose that molly is going to sort of force them into contention for a play. But unfortunately, Brackham not expecting Tux on the swing as well. They have been able to reposition at least here, Mitch, you know, trying to set that focus back towards long. But at the exact same time, they've walked straight out B for free. The bomb's not there, though, and I don't think they're going to be aware of this. The leg shot does come out from Zuko onto Ricky, but that's going to be that frag back. And right now, Tux is just completely frozen inside long, just waiting to see if anyone will rotate. And basically, DXA have unknowingly lost the round themselves a little bit here, but, you know, there's not much more you can really do there. That's greatly played from Mindfreak in the end. Just freeze it out, wait for DXA to come to them, and make sure you secure the victory in the absolute best way possible. So that's exactly what we've seen here. A congratulations to Mindfreak to secure that best of 1. And again, you know, we saw some really nice moments from DXA. That was a competitive map for sure. No one rolled over and died in that series, and you got